What's going on, guys? Happy Monday. Hope you guys all had a fantastic trading start to the week. Now, we're currently in the New York lunch hour session, so I'm going to go over a couple of the trades that I took, a couple of the levels that I was looking at. That way you guys can get just a little bit general idea of what was going on in the markets. So we had a nice run up off of the open. Then we had a pullback back to the initial balance high. So, and the initial balance period. So we are running, into a little bit of rejection here. We're running into a little bit of a sell-off. Again, we do have JPal that's going to make some remarks or comments very, very shortly. But again, the narrative continues to be the same. I'm still sitting out the first 30 minutes of the market open, looking for those trades after the opening 30-minute range, after the initial balance has been set, and then any future 20 SMA plays after that. So right now I'm going to give you a little bit bigger body of context. We're going to look at the 5-minute time frame starting off versus the 2-minute time frame, just to kind of, consolidate this chart a little bit smaller into less candles. Now, if you look at the market open, okay, look at the market open. It was a 20 SMA play off the open. Here's what's generally been happening a lot off the open. You're getting setups that are confirming and then they're immediately pulling back. You're getting setups that are confirming and immediately getting pulled back. This is the trouble that I've been running into here for, it's now been the second week, almost a week and a half, going into 2 weeks, where a lot of these trades here, either I'm able to catch really, really big winners, or I end up getting trapped. So what I've been doing is just limiting the amount of action that I'm taking in the pre-market and into that first 30-minute range. If I miss a fantastic play, that's fine. I'll be okay with that because I know there's always going to be another potential setup that I can trade. Now, the first setup that I did take, I did not take the 645 long on the 5-minute 20 SMA play because, again, I'm trying to sit out as best as my ability those first 30 minutes. However, if we just kind of recap this trade does confirm, okay, it confirms. Now, whether you're looking for the full 1-to-1, which was a 60-point range, you would have had to have played, somewhere between 1, 2, 3 micro contracts to even make it worth it. Look for that full 1-to-1, 50, 60 points. It would have paid. Again, a lot longer of a trade depending on your trading style. If you want to sit there and look for those bigger moves, that trade did pay off. Again, you guys know that I've been taking these very quick scalps, looking for 5 points on my setups. So what I was looking for was the initial 30-minute range to get closed. And if you see here, the 30-minute high was sitting here, right? Sitting here. And again, notice at 7 a.m., okay, notice at 7 a.m. we start to get this ramp up. Now we're holding the 200, we're holding the 50 and the 20 SMA. We're holding all of these supports. So definitely bias is shifting to the long side for me. Now, once we confirm, again, this candle's high was 206.67. Next candle confirms and goes to 206.78. So a very quick 5-point take profit on this initial break of the 30-minute opening range. That's trade number 1. Now that we're starting to kind of hold the 5 and 10-day moving average, and this price action is just trending higher, what I tend to look for, because we're not getting any 20 SMA setups, especially on the 5-minute time frame, is I will look at the initial balance. Okay, so let me show you what the initial balance is going to be. I'm going to take the rest of these lines off the screen. That initial balance is going to be the first hour of trade. So if you notice here at 6:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, when the market opens into the 7 a.m. candle, this initial balance high and the low now becomes my zone. Okay, this becomes my range for the day. And what I'm looking for after the first hour of trade is completed is to see if we can test and break out of the initial balance high or low. Now, if we go back to a 5-minute time frame here with this black box being the initial balance range, you're going to see here that we break the initial balance high at 7:30. Okay, so 7:30 in the morning, we break that initial balance high, and then we confirm it. So I'm looking to get into this trade here at 7:35. Once we get through the high that broke over the initial balance high, that's when you're going to want to take your long position. What I'm going to use as a stop loss, again, everyone is different, but I'm going to trail it with this 5-day moving average. So as long as we're not closing below this 5-day moving average power trend, I'm going to stay in this trade for as long as I can. Now, depending on if you're looking for a quick scalp or you want to ride this into the next area of supply, which would have happened to have been on my chart, the linear regression channel 50, you can see that this was a fantastic trade of breaking out of the initial balance high into supply. Now, once we broke that supply, we put in 10 more put in 10 more minutes of candles pushing higher, and then we had that infamous Biggs top. So that Biggs top is just a mean reversion trade. It's just a reversal after we run into a pretty significant area of supply on the time frame that we're looking at. Your entry would have been here on this red candle once we took out the previous green candle's low. Now, a lot of you guys who are in evolution traders already know what this play is. Been kind of working with you guys on this potential setup, but you would be looking to take profits into each level of demand. Depending on how many contracts you have, you could have sold a contract here to scale out, here to scale out, here to scale out, here to scale out. But again, the way I do it is once we get this momentum, we start to really crash down through. I'm just looking to take it into the first level of demand, okay? Depending on the amount of contracts that you're trading. And now obviously if we're trading one micro contract, we're going to want to try to maximize these trade profits. But if you're trading, you know, 1+ mini contracts, then, you know, a significant 10, 15, 20 point move is good enough for you, and you'll be able to kind of get out of that trade. Now we sold all the way off to the 200 and the linear regression on a 5-minute time frame. I was speaking on call to the people inside Evolution Traders on that live trading room, that once we came into this 200-day moving average and this linear regression, I was saying we could use 20,600 as a hard stop, right? Just underneath this wick as a hard stop and look for the potential bounce. Once that potential bounce happens, you're looking to sell into the 5-day moving average or the 10-day moving average. Why? Because those are going to be the nearest term sentiment moving averages. We're going to look to try to grab those profits into. Now, we could just be consolidating here for another leg lower, or we could be consolidating for a push back up into this high range. But again, you're going to have to sit through and kind of watch and wait for that price action to develop. If it was up to me, I wouldn't take any short positions until we take out the low here, or get into any long positions after this bounce until we at least reclaim this 20-day moving average supply and get back over that initial balance high range. Okay, so those are the potential plays that are setting up. Again, we had some trouble and still having some trouble with Apex and TraderVate platforms, unable to execute trades there. So no trades taken for me on the Apex funded accounts. Only trades taken for me today are on the Top Step X Combines and one Top Step Express funded account. Very, very small gains on the day there. I think collectively we're only sitting at around $400 between 5 accounts. Not that much. So again, a little bit of an off day today as far as the amount of trades that I would have liked to take. But again, we did submit for a payout of $2,000 an account times 2 accounts with Apex today. So we're waiting for that approval. We got our Top Step payout last week. So we're looking okay on these payouts. We're trying to keep them regular. We're trying to keep them consistent. Again, I'm not sitting here trying to take out $10,000 a day. But if we can take out a couple $1,000s per account every couple of weeks or even every month, that money starts to really add up, and you can either filter that into your personal account, right? Which I always recommend having a personal account where you're trading your own capital. And we can also take some of that payout money, pay ourselves, number one, but two, reinvest into more valuations / combines, depending on if you're with Top Step or you're with Apex. And then from there, I was doing a lot of options trading as well. So we traded some options this morning, able to catch a couple of decent sized little moves there. Again, narrative continues. Tesla had a very fantastic open. They were up 10, 11 points. I was getting in and out of those trades. But again, you know, with Powell speaking, with the big, you know, headline news over the weekend with former President Donald Trump that happened, you know, there's a lot of things that are going on in the market. We've also got some rumors circulating that we might have a 0.25 interest rate cut in as early as July, right? We're expecting that to happen in September, but maybe someone caught wind, and that's why we had that initial big move. Could the move just be because money's piling in because of what happened over the weekend? Who knows, right? It's not my job to try to figure out why the market's moving. It's my job to try to figure out where can I get in with the most amount of people that are pushing this market. That's it. I know I'm not trying to call the top. I'm not trying to call the bottom. I'm not trying to call the start of anything. That's not my job as a trader. My job as a trader is to try to identify where the momentum and where the money flow is happening and try to get in with that money flow with the right amount of size where I can, you know, be able to A, obviously make money, but B, more importantly, even to protect my accounts as well, right? So with that being said, hope you guys have a good start to your trading week. If you would like to sign up with Apex or Top Step, get some accounts going, those links are down in the description box below. If you would like to trade with myself and the team, that link is also down in the description box below, and I'll see the rest of you guys on the next video.